How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. The market's going absolutely insane right now. I want to talk about that, show you how crazy it is getting, talk about what we can do here, and then what we should be doing to make sure that we take advantage of the bull run. Because it seems like it's here, or at least we've had a really good last week. And if you look over the last couple weeks, we've had a really good couple weeks as well. So I want to make sure everyone's head's on straight, make sure that we see what's happening big picture. If you don't mind, hit subscribe underneath the video. Also, there's a link down there to Treasure, actually a couple links, where you can get 15% off on cold storage wallets. So if you don't already have this, or if you just have one and you want a second one so that way you can diversify your holdings so you're not putting them all in one place, or you want to buy one for someone else, I would sign up with I would click the link and then put in the code MyFinancialFriend with a capital M, and you'll get 15% off. Literally the biggest discount you can get, because I get 0% when you use that code. Now, there's also some links down there to BITGET and also to Margex. So if you want to trade, I've made 3 trades this week. I'm not advocating for trading on leverage, but if you do want to do that, Margex does not have KYC. You don't need to use a VPN or anything like that. And BitGet is great for if you're outside of the US, you can trade on there. And with Margex, you can use any kind of leverage. So you can trade Bitcoin and use the USDT as leverage and that kind of thing. So check out those links underneath the video if you want. I've had 3 for 3 trades that made a significant amount of money. I think the lowest trade was 60%. And then I had one that was 120%, and then one that was about 200%. So great trades there. So if you want to check that out, there's a link to my Patreon underneath the video as well. But let's take a look at the market. Obviously, crypto is looking pretty good this week. Bitcoin was all the way up at 36,000. Now it's retraced a little bit. I had someone ask me just the other day, what's happening with Bitcoin? And it was it was when we were just around here, like 34,200. And that's how you can kind of tell that people are coming into the market. They're wondering, why is Bitcoin falling down from 36,000 down to 34,200? Well, that is normal. I mean, take a look. This is perfect. This is beautiful. This trend line that we're staying in, or this channel that we're staying in, I've been able to easily play this, which again, I use such a small amount, like $100 trades, $80 trades, but it's still just fun to work on this because, I mean, we're playing this to a T here, just bouncing in between these. It's a trader's paradise. Now, it's not just Bitcoin that's doing well. This is the really exciting thing. Of course, dominance is really high. Like, you can see altcoins rally a couple here and there, but right now, Bitcoin dominance is still at 53.5%. So Bitcoin's done extremely well, right? We continue to see spikes up and then consolidation or a little bit of a downturn, then spikes up. I think we're getting close to the end of Bitcoin dominance, or the top of Bitcoin dominance. I would maybe expect one more big rally. I mean, you take this, right? You take this rally here, from here to here, and then add it up here, and we're pretty much at the top of this range, which I'm watching because this is previous support. So, I mean, we're getting close. Now, that being said, there's a lot of altcoins that are starting to move, and we'll look at them, but it's not just altcoins. Basically, Jerome Powell made it, I think, pretty clear that they are towards the top of the cycle, the rate hiking cycle, probably done hiking. And then we saw a pretty strong jobs report too, or a pretty weak jobs report, which is good for the market, and stocks just ripped. I mean, take a look at this. This reminds me of 2020 again. Look at this move. Roku, 50% in 1 week, and this is a $11-12 billion company. So this thing moved and doubled the market cap, $6 billion it gained in market cap over 5 days. It's not just Roku. Palantir went up 24% this week. Huge spike. We see it with Block, and it's not just that all these companies are reporting earnings either. I mean, Block's up 21%, and this is a $30 billion market cap. This is a big company. Same thing with Palantir. I mean, this is a $40 billion company. So big companies getting huge inflows. PayPal, $60 billion company, up 10%. DraftKings up 26%, another $16 billion company. CRISPR up 31%. Virgin Galactic up 30%. Fubo up 32%. So you can see money is just being thrown at all these companies that are either unprofitable or barely profitable. These companies that were thought of as just like growth machines, but maybe they're never going to hit profitability. Now, PayPal is an obvious exception. They bring in a lot of cash flow, a lot of money. But a lot of these companies aren't thought of in the greatest light by a lot of investors because they aren't typically very profitable, as I said. So there's a big shift out there amongst the big money throwing money at these companies. A lot of people are buying these on the thinking that the Fed is done raising rates, or this is pretty much as bad as it gets. It's just a question of how long we keep them. See, a lot of people will stay out of these stocks. They'll wait, just like we see in crypto. They're okay if they miss this first 20% move. They'll buy here after it's confirmed that the Fed is done raising rates, or we're pretty much towards the end. Once they think it's pretty much confirmed, they'll buy and they're happy with a smaller return. And the same thing is true in crypto. I've seen many big influencers talk about that too. They're willing to miss that first 2x in a crypto. Even like Solana, a lot of people were talking about this. They're willing to miss this move so that way they can get in on the next move once it's safer. A lot of people with a lot of money are willing to take less upside if it lowers their risk. Now, I personally like to dollar cost average. I'd rather buy it when it's low, not knowing if we're going to go up very soon, than wait. Like I was buying Bitcoin towards the exact bottom, within a couple $1,000s of the bottom, because I would have bought more if we fell, but I'm not missing it. I would rather buy low because I know that with a pretty high certainty that we're going to move back up at some point. And that's exactly what we did. Now, we're starting to see this in crypto too. We're starting to see some big moves. I mean, take a look at the last 24 hours. We have a 22% move on PancakeSwap, 20% move on Immutable, 10% move on the Graph, Lido DAO up 10%. There's so many big moves. We started to see some altcoins move too. Phantom's up 3%. Now, I'm still very heavy in Bitcoin. I am looking at adding some more exposure though to a couple different cryptocurrencies. And I've laid them out on the channel before, but I do want to add a little bit more exposure to altcoins before the next bull run. I am actually going to be talking about a newer crypto that I haven't talked about on the channel before. It is one of the larger gaming cryptos that I am really excited about. I'm hoping to be able to get a big position in them if I get the right buying opportunity. And they'll be on the channel here probably in the next week. I'll talk about it at some point, but not yet. Still waiting there. Now, a lot of cryptos are going to make big moves before you're even able to get into them, right? You're going to see some crypto that you want to buy that moved up 50%, 100%, 200%. And I guess when it comes down to it, you have to look and think, okay, am I making a judgment by buying this? Am I buying this because I want to just get in because it's moving so much? Or do I really think it has a lot of potential upside before the next bull run or during the next bull run, right? So if something moves 100% or something like that, it's okay to buy it. Now, that being said, if you're buying it right after it moves and let's say it's an outlier, right? Like Solana. Solana made a huge move the last week compared to the other top 10 cryptos. Buying this when it's up 30% probably isn't the smartest decision. That's what I kind of lean back on. Am I buying something like Solana just because it's moving up, or am I buying it because it fits with my overall goal, right? I've laid out this plan to wait until Bitcoin dominance moves further, and I've done really well so far. As Bitcoin dominance continued to climb, I held onto my Bitcoin, and I still plan on sticking mostly Bitcoin in my portfolio for the next bull run. But as we move up, my plan changes, right? My plan was to wait until somewhere up here to buy more altcoins, and we are darn close to that. So stick to your plan. Make sure you keep a level head, because this is just the beginning. Like, if you think this is hard right now, this is the easiest part. Buying when things are low. When we're starting to move back up, now, of course, we can fall down further. We'll shake people out. People are already asking me, like, why is Bitcoin falling $2,000 or $1,500? This is normal. But during the next bull run is the fun part, but also the harder part, right? Do you buy a crypto that's up 300% in the last 2 weeks because you think it can move up a lot further? Do you buy Bitcoin at 70,000 because you still think it's going to get to 100? right? Maybe you get a bonus or something like that and you really believe in Bitcoin. Do you buy then? That's, I think, a lot harder than buying at 22 or 25. Which one do you buy? It doesn't really matter if you're really bullish. So keep that in mind, enjoy this time, because this is maybe the easiest we're going to have it. It's like shooting fish in a barrel at this point, because the whole industry is probably going to go up. Now, of course, you have to avoid some of the crappy cryptos or the ones that are just going to bleed you dry because their circulating supply is going to go up 100% or something like that in the next year. So you have to be careful of those. But right now, if you've been around crypto a little bit or you do a decent amount of research, you're probably going to do pretty well. Now, of course, we have to be careful. Like I said, this could cool off. This was an insane week for a lot of companies, a lot of stocks, a lot of cryptos, but there is a lot of cash sitting on the sidelines. We're waiting for the next halving. We also have countries that are about to adopt Bitcoin. Seems like Argentina is going to have a very pro-Bitcoin president here. We also have the possible ETF being approved soon. We have the Bitcoin halving. I think I already said that. We have a lot of stuff coming. So just be ready. Keep on your toes. Stay on your toes. Keep on watching videos like this. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Let me know what cryptos you're looking at for the next bull run. Like, give me your top 2. If you made it this far, give me your top 2 cryptos. And don't include Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is pretty much, for most people, it's a given. So let's just do top 2 altcoins. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Check out those links to BITGET and to Margex and to Treasure underneath the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.